Air. It's way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
Press play, press play. Hey, what's that?
Sure.
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Yeah, man.
Was
That's what's happening.
fooling with the pups a minute ago.
Yeah.
Giving them all a look over.
Yeah. Yeah, man. How they doing, man?
They're doing real good.
Yeah.
All of them's got their eyes open and their teeth out.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be 3 weeks old Monday.
Okay.
So
That's what's happening, man. You get this link in the chat. Yeah, man. Who we got in the comments, man? We got Supreme.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Welsh in the building. Hard and finish, man. Hey, hard and finish, man. It look like some people coming for your spot, man. Hey. Hey, you gotta be like Mayweather, man. You gotta stay in shape. Stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Stay on your toes, man. Stay on your toes, man. They looking for you. Dickie, what's happening? Hey, yo, Benny, what's going down, bro? JT. Had clocked in, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, Supreme, what's going down, mister?
Man, outside enjoying the nice weather with the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get some of her energy level down before I take on this walk. I'm trying to see how she gonna act gassed out on this walk instead of full of energy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You what you work her a little bit earlier?
Yeah, so I play the fetch. I play the fetch with her, let her run, she bring it back. I do that for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then I drive around the corner, then I walk that 5-6 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm probably gonna have to go to this other neighborhood to start doing my road work, man, because my area right now is like it's got a whole bunch of snakes, man.
Man, I wouldn't want to play with the motherfuckers either.
Yeah, man. Look, I've been like, cause I'm newer in this neighborhood, man. It's a newer neighborhood, so it's a real rural type area. I live in the country, damn near in the city, but in the country.
Okay.
So, like, man, I go on this little walk. I do 10 miles, 5 miles, 2 miles, whatever. It's nice, it's a nice little walk. I've been doing this walk for months. And then the other day, man, I'm talking about I go on that walk and I'm always looking down there regardless, because my other neighborhood had a lot of rattlesnakes and whatnot, but you rarely see them. And if you saw them, a lot of times they were ran over, they got ran over or something. But I'm looking down, man. I say, man, that looked like it looked like like a stick almost or something, but it was blending in with the concrete. I got up on that bad boy. It was, man, the snake was longer than my arm, man. I said, damn. It looked like a king snake. But
Right.
then I looked like right by my shoe, and it's a small snake, like a little bigger, like a baby snake, like right next to my shoe. And I look to the left, and then I see two other little small snakes. I say, damn. I said, fuck, I'm gonna keep walking. So we kept walking past because the snake was. I'm talking about like, bro, I'm maybe 4 or 5 feet from the snake, and we kept walking, go down, and I'm just seeing little snakes everywhere. So I said, yep. I say today that day, today the last day we going on a road walk. Yep, we'll get back to this around wintertime, but I'll probably have to start getting in the car and hitting that road, man.
Yeah. Shit, dude told me it was the bike trail. He said it's bad ticks and stuff. And I had hit him with the elevator tub. I'm like, go put some vapor rub, Vicks vapor rub on. The dude was like 80. Dude was like 80. He had like some staffs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, yeah, I don't like them ticks either, bro. Shit.
Nobody like ticks.
I get to pulling them motherfuckers off, especially if you pull it from off the underbelly. That's probably red for a minute. You be having to put that stuff on it in 3 days.
Yeah. I had one dog that had got ticks real bad, man. And it was actually my mother's dog. It was a poodle, standard poodle. You know, them ticks get on them, that those type of dogs quicker than anything else.
Yeah.
Because they don't really shed like that. You got to cut their hair, So yeah, them ticks love that. Man, them ticks was all in that dog, man. I was trying to get them off. I was burning them off. Dude, I'm a little kid, man.
You said first veterinarian class right now.
Man, look, man. My dad, like back in the day before I was born, used to be like a dentist assistant or whatever. So we had all the little tools or whatnot, man.
Hemostats and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm a little kid, man. I'm talking about a little kid, and I wasn't little. I was a little older, but man, I got the little pointer or whatever you call it, man. I light that bad boy till it turned red and sticking it out.
You was having fun too.
Man, boy, I see that little thing crawl out, and then after I got tired of it, then I told my mother, we took it to the vet. But yeah, I just, I was weird, man.
That's how I remove ticks off of dogs too. I got some
pliers. Oh, you did?
That's how I still do it. I heat up the pliers and pull them off.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I was just doing that shit because it was cool. I was like, man,
I grabbed some wire pliers and go all the way down to the skin, the ones I use for my welder.
Yeah.
And grab the motherfuckers and snatch them off.
Yeah.
And goddamn it, torture the motherfuckers in a glass jar. Put the torch underneath that motherfucker. Watch the motherfuckers start. Goddamn it, river dancing.
Let me find out you a black Dexter, man.
A little bit.
Yeah, man. Nah, but yeah. See, my wife, she work in insurance, and with home insurance, like she got a thing about trees. So whenever we always pull the trees out, we always get them removed and whatnot, because over years the roots and all that stuff will start messing with the pipes. You always have pipe issues and stuff like that.
Messing with the grass too.
Yeah. So, but I miss out on stuff like that because I have to find different ways to get a spring pole and stuff like that. I got to get creative, digging, all types of stuff like that. But man, I don't know, man. So we don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff dealing with the birds, stuff coming down from the birds, especially when it's raining, it's falling from the trees, and then all the bugs that be in the trees. So it'd be more ants and treating the yard so you don't have an overflow of flies and mosquitoes and whatnot. But other than that, man, that's a plus about not having a tree, but no shade.
Yeah. It then depends on so what I noticed it depends on the tree. Cause you got
Yeah.
some trees they get big and weak, but them evergreens,
Mm-hmm.
you don't never see them evergreens falling over or nothing like that, do you?
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers. So we got one in the backyard. I'm like, man,
Well,
leave this motherfucker, bro, cause it's not gonna fall. They like, I feel like they
yeah. Oak is big in your area too, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You right, you right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Calypso, what's happening? Hear me. Hey. Nagasashi. Nagashi. I'm saying it wrong, man. My bad, bro. Yeah. Hey, man, look, bro. I can read, but I can't read. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. Nah, but
Yeah.
what's going on, Elevated, man? Talk to me, man. Tell me something. We was what were we talking about this morning, man?
Well, you about to have to get a little less creative with your spring pole setup. I'm gonna send you something.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I'll probably
Nice.
send you one of the first prototypes of it.
Okay. Man, that'll be what's up, man. You
I know
know,
you can use
Yeah,
it.
that'd be what's up, shit. That's
yeah, man.
sponsorship right there, man.
Yeah, man, you know, but that's the whole thing, but that's the beauty of being in good circles, man, because everybody has a resource. You know, everybody has a resource, information, anything, man. So it just helps move things along, man, because yeah. And that's what's up, Elevated, man. That ain't the only thing you working on. What else you working on, bro?
Oh, we're doing the Show Dog Journal.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fooling with the t-shirt designs. I come up with a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of them. I'm gonna send them to you after this.
Yeah, and also, I got to talk to you about the show journal, man, because
Yep.
we got to put together this email that we're gonna be sending out to the members. For all the members, man, we're gonna have a lot of information that we don't share on the show, and background stuff going out on emails, So yeah. Get some of that
Sounds good.
elevated perspective on there, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanna add a little depth to the magazine. You know what I mean? Like the magazine world.
Yeah.
This one's got a few different things in it that I've never seen in none of the other magazines.
Okay. Like what?
Advertisements for like equipment. It's gonna have a page showing all the YouTube channels that like people like, not just me, that have sent me. I don't know. It's this magazine. The gist of it, right, is if you've been showing dogs and you want to get your dog's career into something, hit me up and you write the article and you send me 3 pictures and I'll put it in the magazine. It's kind of like the old Show Dog Journal where they did something and then they wrote down their article and sent it in. That way, it's like written in the journal. The same thing.
Okay.
Like I don't write the articles for it. You know what I mean? I write some of them. Some of them I've written, but for the most part, the owners of the dogs is who's written these articles.
Hey, so you want to give us a little bit of preview of it? Any owners, any dogs you want to talk about that they can be looking forward to reading about or hearing more about?
FFK's in there.
FFK.
Yeah, Forbidden Forest Kennels.
Okay.
A bunch of people that I've just met throughout the show scene. There's a bunch of people that are like not as known, but like they give really good articles on their stuff. I was actually really impressed. So it's kind of just a place to put all the show dog stuff in one place and talk about it.
Yeah, he said, Calypso say, I love to get a Beer and Bulldogs promotional spot in your magazine, man.
Yeah. Yep, there's already ad in there for Beer and Bulldogs on the YouTube part.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, man. It ain't like I'll be to me like it don't matter what you like. We don't even have to see eye to eye. We don't have to agree on the same thing. But at the end of the day, like our moral law is for the most part in these dogs and with these dogs. So just spreading love, man, and letting everybody get a plate from everybody. You know what I'm saying? See something from everybody, man. So that's what's up. Yeah. Yes, sir. So elevated, man. With the magazine. How often are you gonna have the magazine running? Oh, he on mute. You on mute, man. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Like Verizon.
The mute icon wasn't even on. That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, how often is the magazine coming out, you think?
Oh, there's gonna be 4 a year.
Okay. Seasonal.
We got held back on the first one because of the first printing company I was trying to use. Yeah, they gave me some hassle, so.
Okay.
But and, I ended up contacting one a lot closer, and it ended up working out a little better. So.
More of a mom and pop type deal?
Oh, yeah, kind of, yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah.
And I'd rather support somebody like that anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well.
Yeah. So how many pages is in there?
There's 30 in this one.
Okay, 30. Yeah, man.
They ain't gonna be a set number. Like it could be anywhere. The lowest I'll ever have is 25.
Okay.
But they could be one that has 50 pages in it. It all depends on who hits me up wanting to put what in there. Really.
Yeah, man. And how many promotional pages are you gonna have?
So when you say promotional pages, do you mean like advertisements for people?
Yes, sir. It'd be good to get a lot of that out there, man.
So there's ads for a few different like collar companies.
Do you have any of those collars?
Oh yeah, I have them from AA Bulldog Supply.
Oh yeah, what do you think about them?
I've bought probably 50 collars from them.
Okay. So
I've heard people say something about them not getting them collars like they're supposed to or whatever, but I've never had that issue.
Okay.
I don't know why I've never had that issue. One reason is I order like 20, 30 at a time, maybe. So. Yeah,
but you got something else you said you were working on too, man. I can't remember what it was, man. You said I can't remember what it was, man. You said you were building something. It wasn't the feeder. It wasn't the feeder. It was something else.
I was making the spring pole setup and something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have it in my notebook. I'll go find my notebook here in a minute.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
Let me see.
And do you have one of those spring poles already set up in your yard?
No.
Okay.
I just know how I'm going to build it.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's going to be made out of steel, so I know it'll work.
Yeah. You gonna have to. Is it gonna be weighted, or you gonna have to put it in the ground?
No, okay, so this one will attach to any kind of pole.
Okay.
Any kind of pole that you have, you can just walk up and ratchet it to it, like a ratchet strap.
Yeah, kind of like that pull-up dip bar they got.
That way it's more portable for people. You know what I mean? And they don't have to leave it up. They can put it up and take it down.
Now, will it fit around a tree?
Yeah, you'll be able to do anything from. I'm picturing
it right now. Now that you say it, I'm kind of picturing it in my mind.
I'll send you pictures of what I got Drew up to, but so it'll be able. I'm gonna choose the size, but I'm thinking like I want it to be able to wrap around anything from 25 inches all the way down to say 4 inches, 3
Yeah.
inches. That way people can really, they could use a 4x4 if they wanted to, or they can use a big old tree out there in their yard.
Yeah.
And that'll be really like where you can get your like variability out of it, what you can use it for.
So would you label that as portable?
Yeah, it would be portable.
That's a good selling point right there, man. That's a good point right there, man. Having a portable
I can use it for one of these.
Let me see. Hold on, let me blow that up. Let me see here, man.
Yeah, my button can't see that.
That's what.
Yeah, so
that's
what I'm gonna use for the dog when I train him outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's speaking
they
of,
get dug in the ground.
Yeah, no, man. That's kind of how I got into. I don't even say I got into weight pulling. It ain't even weight pulling. It was by accident. I used to have a dog that I used to tie up. I had a whole bunch of little 45-pound weights or whatnot laying around, and I tied one of my pups up to it. And I would, when I'm out in the backyard and stuff, and let the dog just be on there. When I started doing that, when it was like 3 months old. And the dog just grew into the weight, because he was stationary. He couldn't pull it. So, the dog, it was like almost like he was tied down. And as the dog grew, it just started pulling the weight around like it was nothing, just running with that, and it was crazy. So, they kind of put me in there. But if I was getting into weight pulling, man, I probably, and had the knowledge I have, I wouldn't have did that. But yeah. Calypso say, and I also would like to promote your magazine during the Bear and Bulldog show and have a link where they can click to order or read. Man, Calypso, salute, man. Appreciate the love, man. Elevated, how can y'all link up, man?
We've talked before on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, all right.
I've got an episode. I'm like the second or third one. I think I might be the third one on Bear Bulldogs.
Yeah. So, okay.
Anybody watching, go check out that episode on Bear and Bulldogs.
Yeah. Salute Bear and Bulldogs, man. Big time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah, we'll
Lefty.
definitely have it where you can put all that on the on the show.
Yeah. Hey, go Dre, or whoever that Samurai Canines is. I don't know who that is, but they gotta be. He cool with me. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
I think we'll let him in here.
Nah, he ain't. No. He ain't.
We'll let him listen.
Yeah, he at the gym. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you working 6 dogs, man? You working 6 dogs. So tell me about that. What's your day like right now, man? How those dogs looking?
Oh, they're all looking pretty good. I'm gonna put them all on the meal today for a good while.
Yeah.
Just waiting on my daughter to get off school.
Yeah, what's the temperature looking like?
Let's see. Somewhere in the 50s.
What's the next show you going
63.
to? What's the next show you going to?
I'm waiting to hear about a venue for the Dog Days of Summer. So I'm hoping to go to that one. But we'll see. If not, then it'll be pig picking. Okay.
Yeah, man.
If not, it'll be the pig picking.
Yeah, man.
And it's looking like me and Dre's gonna have to throw together another pedigree.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Eleanor's gonna pop me some puppies.
Yeah.
Pretty positive. I bred Mason. Yeah. Eleanor is Mason's granddaughter, top and bottom, and I bred him back to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting to see. Hopefully it took and she pops me something.
Yeah.
And she's the one that won all the stuff. It was either January or February.
Mm-hmm.
In the Digital Dog Show.
Okay. Yeah. So, man, what's your feed looking like? You changed the feed up on them or anything?
No, I'm just feeding the black pride.
Okay.
Same thing.
Straight kibble.
Yeah. I've been soaking it. I got a blue barrel, and I cut off probably a foot and a half of the bottom, and then I cut off like 4 inches of the top, and I've been using that as a lid.
Yeah.
So like I know how much dog food I use, so I just pour it in that bucket and then fill it up with a bucket of water and let it sit there for probably 30 minutes, and then I feed.
Yeah. Man, I'm curious how you working all 6 dogs, man. Can you go kind of go into detail with me? I mean, you don't have to give it up all the game if you don't want to, but like how you going about doing that by yourself?
Okay, so some of it, their environment where they live is a factor. You know what I'm saying? Like I have them set up where I can work them all, like say flirt pole, spring pole. I can do those 2 activities. You know what I mean? Like with the whole group. Whereas then like running them on the mill, I have to bring them in each individually and put them on the mill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So until I get my other 2 mills built, when I get my slat mills built outside, I'll be able to throw 2 dogs on the slat mill at a time right there, bam, and watch them.
Yeah.
And then not to mention, like once I get them built out there, I'll be able to get the 2 dogs on the slat mill, get the 2 dogs tugging, and then hell, I'll have 2 dogs tugging behind me while I'm watching the ones on the slat mill.
Yeah.
Feel like that, okay, so in the flirt pole, right? When I'm flirt poling, if I was using a flirt pole, you'll see a lot of people use it where the dog's not tethered, and I like doing it with the dog tethered. So I'll stand, like say the axle for their chain will be right in front of my feet, and I'll stand there and I'll have them running back and forth. That way they're not crossing the chain over behind my feet or anything. They're just running right in front of me with the full length of the chain back and forth.
Yeah.
And,
how much does the chain weigh?
I mean, they're 10-foot standard chains.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're them 1/4-inch 10-foot chains. I mean, they're pretty big, but they're not super huge.
Yeah.
So like, if you walk every single day, right? Every single day, and you do the same 3 miles every single day, after a certain amount of time, that's not considered exercise anymore, right?
Yeah.
So like,
your body gets acclimated to it.
I don't much count the chain as an exercise tool for them because of how they carry them around all the time. Now, what changes the difference in that is whether or not if they were walking with the chain or they start running pulling that weight. When you change the activity to running, it just went from not exercise to exercise.
Yeah. Because
they're not used to running with that weight, even though they're used to dragging it around.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just a lot of it's like the working process of working that many dogs is a little bit of a team effort. You have and I mean like me and the 6 dogs, like I have them all set up around each other. That way I can work them all. You know what I mean? I can let these 2 tug, or I can let them go and let these 2 tug. Like that's just, they'll work with each other harder than they'll work with just one person and themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they have another dog to compete against, they'll work way harder.
Yeah.
Way harder for you, and they'll show out a lot more.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I work them like that. Like, okay, so say we were going to agree to do a conditioning contest in 6 months, right? I would still work 2 or 3 dogs. That way I'm not, this is the thing I do. I'll work a couple dogs. That way I don't overwork the one I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes when people get in the routine of working dogs, they want to put too much on them. and don't even realize it's too much, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, until the next day, and they're like, well, my dog's kind of sore acting and shit, you know what I mean? It's hard to, but as if you have a couple dogs that you're kind of teeter-tottering back and forth, you won't overwork one. You won't.
Yeah.
It's impossible because you'll be focusing on the other two also.
And how long are you spending with each dog?
A day?
Mm-hmm. What out of these 6 dogs?
I'm probably working them for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's a little secret. Most of this workout is either flirt pole and spring pole, and then the running is just enough to do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
Ask me them 4 questions that you ask all the other girls about the little game. Run that by me if you got it on your head. Yeah, the where you pick
game
out
versus curve.
No. Where you pick the tools you're gonna use. That game you did the other day on Samurai.
Oh. Yeah. The one that Toyo got on me about.
Yeah, run that by me.
Yeah. Okay. All right, bet. All right, so it's just a little old game, man. I kind of made on the fly, but I've been thinking about it, and I would use it for like interviewing, especially like yeah, I'm gonna ask him, Dre. I'm gonna ask him in a second, but especially when it comes to like dealing with the old school man and versus the new wave and all of that, just asking things and trying to tally up what you vision the dog would look like using these tools. Yeah. So elevated, spring pole or flirt pole?
Spring pole.
Okay. Slap mill or Jennings. The Jennings.
If I was going to use one in a controlled environment, I'm going to say flat mill. That because I can watch them a little better. With my vision problems, if they're on a 15-foot, 12-foot Jenny, I can't keep as good an eye on them the whole time. You know what I mean? Like I can't see them as detailed. So I would say the slap mill in that instance.
Okay. Hand walk or email?
Email.
Okay.
Again, because I can sit in front of them and really watch them. I can tell when they start favoring a leg or anything like that and take them straight off and rub them down.
Okay, and then bike or like bicycle where they're running and pulling, or free run like maybe you on a 4-wheeler or something like that, and they they off a leash and just free running behind you or in front of you.
I'm gonna say the bike.
So you said spring pole, right? You said spring pole. Said slap mill, and then you said hand walk, and then you said bike. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And with them 4. Because like I could choose which ones I wanted to do more than the others, right?
Yeah.
So with that 4, I could make an all-around dog.
Okay.
With no weights, no nothing like that, I could condition an all-around dog.
Yeah.
And no drugs neither. I wouldn't use no drugs to get them in shape.
Yeah. I know nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Me, if I could just use if I only had one tool that I could use, just one, it would be the bike and nothing else. That's it for me.
If I could only pick one, it's the spring pole.
Spring pole?
Yeah. Because I can give them different workouts according to the height I put it at. And also my coaching, like I can talk to them and make them tug and do things differently too. So so like so like if we're thinking about our breed's original intentional use, The only one out of them tools that is the closest thing to it is the spring pole. You know what I mean?
Why?
Biting
Why?
something, holding on to it for a long period of time, and you know what I mean? Shit, like working with something in their mouth, uh, continuous work, and then also they'll pace themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes some dogs will, some dogs won't. Like some dogs will be a barn swimmer on the spring pole. They'll wear themselves out in 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
it just depends on some of the dogs.
Yeah.
So that's why anytime I'm doing anything, I try to think like, what's the closest to the original use these dogs were used for, and I try to cater to that. That way, I don't lose the traits that they're originally bred for. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If
So
I was only focused on running them,
mm-hmm.
in a few generations, I'm gonna have some blocky greyhounds.
Yeah.
Basically, they might lose
Yeah.
all their other traits and just be some badass runners, and that's just what I don't want to do that. As bad as I love watching dogs race on the mill, that shit's
Yeah.
cool.
Himmy James says a dog doesn't really carry the its weight of chain setup. It's a huge exaggeration
Yeah.
perpetuated by animal rights groups.
Yep. I agree with that. Now,
Yeah.
so something that old dudes used to do, right? Say they had them on a runner. I have seen them hang weights on the runner where they pull the weights, and that would be a little different.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to the gym. You just got to think, what are these tools doing to their body? Like as you're watching them, see, like men has a little bit easier time doing it to themselves than they do to a dog because they can feel the muscles that are getting activated when they're in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like with the dogs, you have to watch them to really feel their muscles or to see them. You might even have to touch them and feel them and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To really, because one's part might look super ripped, but then you feel it while they're working it, and it's like puffy. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
It just looks bulked up. So I don't know. There's tons of different little things you can do to. I'll tell you something else too. Another reason I choose a spring pole over everything is I got a rope tied about 20 foot up in a tree. Okay. And then I knotted it. That way when I hook my rope to it, if you take that tug pole and you fling it out, the circle that it can go and the dog still touch his feet on the ground is huge.
Yeah.
Versus like, see, that's one thing I'm trying to implement into the one I'm designing. I want it to be high, where you can put it high enough. The higher the better out of all these spring poles. That's not really talked about.
Yeah.
Not for them holding on to it. I'm talking about the fulcrum point at the top. The higher the fulcrum point where you're tied to at the top, the better, because the bigger circle you'll have that you can move at the bottom. You know what I mean? So like, that's one reason I've always used a spring pole tied up in a big tree. And the spring pole at my other house, I used it for quite a few years, but it ain't even as good as this one I've got up here. This one I've got up here is more like the one I had in the dog yard years ago.
Yeah.
I had one tied up really high in the tree, and I come out there one day and hell, the neighbors had cut it down, the tree, and I had to get my spring pole, untie it from the limb. I was mad, but they cut down the tree that my spring pole was hanging in.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was working dogs, and they bark and stuff. Like, I think that's one reason that they did it. I don't know. I've dealt with a lot of shitty neighbors.
How many times have you have you moved behind your neighbors in the situation that you know dealing with these dogs?
So I didn't technically move because of the situation. Because
I know because of the flood, but it was still a good move here.
I was already setting myself up to move because of that. You know, they kept calling the cops and all that stuff. And I mean, I don't care if the cops come by and see my dogs every day. I don't give a shit. But at some point, it gets irritating for me and the cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we had been remodeling this house for about a year when it flooded. And I was just like, nah, let's just take them up there. Let's just move. Screw it. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did. Because my old landlord, he did some sketchy shit with my house. Like
Yeah.
he was supposed to sell it to my aunt the whole time, and then he backed out last minute and sold it to somebody else for like stupid cheap. So
Yeah.
I think it was a plan the whole time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I don't know. So like up here, I only have 2 neighbors that are really close. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not moving. My family's on this house for 75 years. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Like Yellowstone, huh?
yeah. I won't move.
Yeah.
You gotta drive through a creek to get to my house.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like it's old school. This place is.
Yeah.
It was hand built by my great grandparents.
Oh man.
My
Hey
papa was a
boy.
mason. He was a rock
Yeah.
mason.
Hey man, you got a lot of stuff going on with yourself over there, elevated, man. You got your mother and father's lineage going through the dogs, man. You staying on your family land. Yeah, salute.
And then, I mean, even before that, my other dog yard was where my dad had all and mom had all their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's no matter where. Okay, so my family's been here for so long. No matter where I go, I have some kind of historical tie to everywhere in this place, right? My family's been here since 1611 in Haywood County, where I'm at.
Yeah.
So like I have a lot of these buildings in town. My family built them, stuff like that. Like that's just I don't know. That's one of the perks of living here. I love this place.
Yeah.
I will say it's not what it used to be when I was a kid, but it's still a good place.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be what it used to be when your kids grow up either.
Nah.
But you said who was the first person really that you know of that had dogs in your family? Because I remember you saying that your grandmother had some dogs too.
My nanny Gail, she
yeah. Do you know if anybody had dogs before that?
No, but I could ask her. I'll ask her. I'll write a little question list up and run it by her.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be good to know.
She would have a bunch of pictures still, but about 3 years ago it flooded and it destroyed her entire house. She had to sell her whole house, and we had to go up there and rescue her and all kinds of stuff. So like I don't know what pictures she still has.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she has quite a few. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This lady was on top of her shit, so there ain't no way that like things like pictures of hers got destroyed. I wouldn't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's awesome though. Older Indian lady. I mean, they don't about get no more cooler than she is, really.
Yeah.
Strong. Like she never needed a man to do shit for her. So.
And now that's on your mother's side or your dad's side?
That's my stepdad's mom. My parents split up when I was really young.
Yeah.
And then my mom got my stepdad. So like from the time I was 3, she was my nanny G. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's not my blood grandma, but I grew up with her my whole life.
That's your grandma.
Yeah. She's my little brother and sister's blood grandparents. You know what I mean? So like we went up there on Christmas, all that shit. So she's my grandma.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Go fuck with her and see if I don't shoot you. She's my grandma.
Yeah. Hey, Sporting Dog Archive, what's happening, man? Glad you can kick with us, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yep. But so some of these tools I use them. I mean, the work that I physically am going to have to do to put this many dogs in shape ain't as much as some of the other guys will have to do. I will say that, you know what I mean? Because the tools they're choosing to use.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, like Big Hill said a bunch of times, if you're not familiar with the tool, you can mess them up fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have years of conditioning dogs with these tools before I ever even got on the internet.
Yeah.
Before anybody ever seen them, I was running dogs in my garage on the mill.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I never planned on it growing to be this big. You know what I mean? I never planned on me having as many dogs as I have, me breeding Mason as many times as I have, me having them on the internet, like on y'all's show and my YouTube channel and stuff as much as I have. All that's just kind of come organically through time, everything happening, and. And like I'll tell you one thing too that kind of pushed me more forward was like I went to the pig picking the first time, and hell, we won a bunch of things, and I was like, well, shit, like these dogs that ain't never left the woods go out and win a bunch of shit like this. I was like, and it really got me thinking. I was like, because like when I first started, I didn't know how special these dogs really were. They were just the dogs I grew up around my whole life, right? And then I have my buddies, like my buddy Quell. We don't talk anymore, but I still salute him. I love his dog Diesel. You know what I mean? I would talk to him. I would hang out with him. I would talk to him like we never quit hanging out if he hit me up. You know what I mean? But and he was just telling me like, man, you need to breed Mason. You need to breed Mason. This was years ago. Mason was probably only 4 at the time. And I was like, yeah, I know. I want to breed him to Molly, and he was like, yeah, but you can breed him to any bitch, and he'd throw good puppies. And I was like, yeah, I mean, he probably would,
Yeah.
And then later on, I had Daniel that we throwback that we become good friends, and he was like, well, shit, we need to get these dogs at a dog show. Like he was like, you don't see dogs like this every day anymore. Like he literally he thought that the dogs like he grew up around as a kid were gone. He didn't know that there were still dogs of that quality around in people's hands.
Yeah.
When we first started hanging out. And then we just started researching dogs and shit. And through me telling him about these people, I told him about people that had game dogs first and added the emphasis on how important gameness was and stuff. And then through time, I showed him dogs with people with more finishing dogs and stuff like that. So like, I showed him slowly enough to where he could keep up with all this information. Like shit, Daniel is practically a bulldog encyclopedia now, son.
Yeah,
he is. He can retain information like nobody I've ever met. Really.
Yeah, man.
He always at work during this time of day, so we might have to pick like a one day a week and me and him come on and do like an evening show.
Man, that'll be what's up. Or you can do it on your channel, man, because get some activity going over there, man. That'll be good to go. Because I like to go jump over on Elevator channel, man. Check you out, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna get on there. It's without somebody else, it's hard to keep the live flowing, you know what I mean, till enough people get in there. That's one thing I've noticed.
What?
On like my channel where we're not doing as consistent, it takes people a little while to get in the lives.
Man,
so
a lot of times
bullshit at first.
Well, nah, man, a lot of times, man, if I am how I am, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how I am right now is how I am, off of here. So usually the people that I chop it up with, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be talking just like we were talking, like if nobody's there. So I kind of put that, sometimes we'll be chopping it up and they'll be like, we just talking to each other, man.
Yeah, there's a couple times we've been chopping it up, and I'm like, oh shit, we're on the live.
Yeah. Hey, there go Tony M, man. Nah, an hour ain't long enough, man. That's why we try to hit y'all as much as we can, man, with that payout, man. Yeah, but like I ain't gonna lie, man, fooling with y'all. And then when I say y'all, I mean the chat, I mean, Elevator, I mean everybody, the whole squad, everything, man. That is therapeutic. I love fooling with y'all. I look forward to Mondays, man. And I hope that y'all do the same too, man. Cause y'all my partners too, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nah, I love this shit, dude. I love getting on talking with y'all and like throwing the game. Yeah. Like me and Daniel, me and Throwback, we have done this same type of thing for like years.
Throwback.
Yeah, for like years anyways now, right? I mean, like bro, we get on. I wish some of the conversations we had were recorded. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I really do. But
I'll be like that with Dre. Like me and Dre will be talking. I'll be like, man, we should have hit record.
yep,
Because it's a lot of information that just, yeah, man. But go continue.
and like we've broke through problems and things with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would see a problem and we're like, shit, just start googling and learning. And like I've learned about all kinds of stuff just by just the 2-person conversation, passing things back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I like that. I also like talking dogs with people because, like, in my area, there's nobody that I can talk to on a level where they understand everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people understand some parts of it, some people understand other parts of it, and some people don't even. Like, I'm their first introduction to this type of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've noticed that with a lot of people anymore. I'm their introduction to this lifestyle. And, we used to walk back in my neighborhood. See, I was big.
Oh, you went out a little bit. Say that again.
Can you hear me good now?
Yeah, like
That's
Verizon.
Cool. I wasn't even moving or nothing. I was sitting on the porch. But I used to hand walk a bunch of dogs. Like I'd get people to come over. I had these little buddies that were younger than me, but we knew each other because we grew up on the same street. And he's like my littlest brother's age, right? And then he's got a little brother, and hell, he would be 4 years old, dude. Come over there and knock on the door. Is Dylan home? And like, I don't know, like I knew him that long, so he would come over, and I'd trust him to walk my dogs and his brother. And then I had a friend that would come over and bring a couple of her dogs, and I mean, we'd walk 10 or 15 dogs down the road every day. That was the thing for probably 2 years. And that's how the neighborhood, I mean, I wanted to do that because we'd see people out and I'm, hey, how you doing? You know, like introduce myself. Like, try to make it where, like, you know, we're not doing nothing where we're trying to hide. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to hide shit.
Yeah.
I breed dogs right in the front yard. I ain't trying to hide nothing. So,
yeah, man.
It got me a good reputation with, like, all the older people in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? They'd see me out and they're like, oh, that boy's out walking his dogs again.
Yeah.
And then, but there's 15 dogs. Like, we'd walk every dog I had at that time. So,
man, that's kind of how I got to fooling with my mentor, man. Because at the time I was hustling green, man, and you know, when you have like, you know, the exotic at the, you know, it's always a talking point. It's always a, you know, entry point. Like you get friends when you got the good. And
yep.
I was always, you know, I would always stop by there to, you know, fool with him on that tip. And that's what led from one thing to another. And then, you know, I got in that way and just started fooling around, man, because everybody in the area, and this is when I was in Delaware around, you know, I had been fooling with dogs before that, but really didn't have an understanding of, you know, the whole I just love dogs. But that's when I really started getting an understanding, and everybody in that area still wouldn't fool with me, even though, you know, on that tip, because they were so it was an active area, and they, you know, they fool with me. But when you start talking dogs, it's like a you know what I'm saying, a different story. Like I fool with you, but I don't, you know. Yeah, so he was the first one that really just like was like, yeah. So I just started fooling with him and soaking up as much game as I possibly could, man. And he had a whole bunch of yards. He kind of y'all kind of remind me of each other, so to speak, in some ways, you know.
Shit, that's cool.
Yeah, Lone Wolf.
Is he older than you?
Nah, we about the same age.
Okay. Right.
But you gotta understand, like we the same age, but like he's really like a second generation dog, man, that got, you know, he like as far as knowledge and game, like I'm a child and he's a senior, you know.
Yeah. I've had to break. There's been a few people get a little emotional about that topic with me.
What?
Like, like they'd be trying to tell me something about dogs, and I'm like, no, that's not how it is. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, man, I'm older than you. I'm like, I don't give a shit. That's not how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well, I
don't
mean,
age is just a number. Like my dad's buddy Lester, right? I love him to death. The greatest dude you ever met, right? He's so nice, like, but like I've had to tell him several times, bro. I may be only 27, but where were you at when you were 27?
yeah,
You weren't on my level, bro. You was out doing stupid shit. So
yeah,
I've had to tell him that before, and like you can tell, like he respects me and my brother because we tell him that way. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like, bro, we were raised by a really strong-willed, good men. Yeah, he said 15 dogs at once. Wow, I got some videos of it still. I'll send you and we'll turn them into shorts, bro.
Man, now you
I'll
need to be
post
put.
them.
You
Yeah.
okay? So look, elevated. When we talk about these subjects right here, and it's a good subject. If you have video to showcase exactly what you're talking about, you need to be putting that on Elevated Kennels page, man, because that's where we can go see the action that actually happen, and that'll be dope. That'll be really what's up, man.
Yep. So like I could come up. I mean, I got so much content because I still have all my old phones, right?
Yeah, you need to bring that back.
For
You need
5
to
years, I've
go
got
to
all that content.
Yeah. That's great content, man.
I mean, I got pictures of my puppies being born and all that stuff.
Yeah, cause when I saw the pedigree and I saw you laying on what was that, Thor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen you laying on Thor. I was like, man, that's dope, man. I said that. I was like, man, I don't care. That right there to me is just like the dopest thing ever, man.
Shoot, that was my homie, bro. I remember being about 10 years old, right? And we were gonna go to the lake. And I was like, well, are we taking Thor? Dad's like, no, we can't take him. And I remember going down there with tears in my eyes, hugging him, being like, I love you, buddy. We'll be back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, so Dixie had already passed away. Like, I got introduced to the death of these dogs at a really young age. So, like, I've always been very cautious that they don't live forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and to have Thor for as long as we did, it was like a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, he was 17 years old and we put him to sleep. Like, he didn't even we figured we'd come home one day and he'd be dead. You know what I mean? Just peacefully passed away. Nah, hell no. That dog would have never quit, I don't think. I got one up here right now that's 14. He's 14, and I don't think he'll ever quit.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the winter was hard on him, you know what I mean? And I had him in an insulated doghouse and everything, and it was still hard on him. So before this winter, before it gets cold, I will put him to sleep.
Okay.
I have major respect for these dogs, and I don't shoot them. I'll take him and have him put to sleep, right? So I have major respect for these dogs. Like, I can't sit here and watch them be old like that to the point where it's starting to hinder them a little bit, and just like be like, well, maybe next winter, you know what I mean? Or maybe, I'll put them to sleep before that. I've been letting him enjoy the sun and stuff. Like, I wanted him to have his last bit of memories, him being really warm, not him freezing his ass off.
Yeah.
The first day that I can tell the heat is like getting to him, I'll take him and have him put to sleep.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love him to death. He'll be buried over here in my graveyard. That's not really a talked about subject. Hell, I got a graveyard, bro.
Yeah.
I've got more dogs in graves than most people has had in their lifetime. Just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, just through the years, I've dealt with death so much. Like, and like, no matter how good you're doing, no matter how on top of things you are, sometimes it'll still come around. Their time is their time. No intervention you can do is going to change that. I've kind of come to peace with that. Because I've seen dogs that were perfectly healthy, Pat. Like, look, laying there dead, but they look immaculate. And then I see people on Facebook with these dogs, and they're like, all their skin's missing, and they're like, yeah, I rescued it. And, it's like damn near dead. And I'm like, how the hell is that thing still dead? But then I've seen dogs look like the way they do, or not, they're still alive. And then I've had dogs look the way they do and be dead. It just blows my mind sometimes.
Ain't that grandmother's dog?
Yeah, that's Daisy.
Yeah.
She's a damn old meatball.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive she ate pedigree dog food for her whole life.
Yeah.
If I sent you a picture, could you put it up?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I'll send you one real quick.
Yeah.
These are more pictures of Thorn Dixie than aren't on the Peds Online.
Yeah.
I mean, they were awesome dogs, man. They really were. They were a blessing to grow up around because they taught me, what was the real deal at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
At a really young age, I knew the whole. Like, I remember being in 3rd, 4th grade, and all these kids talking about their hound dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, this is the little bulldogger kid in me. I remember telling them that my bulldog would whip the shit out of their hound dogs.
Yeah.
At school. I'm like, I'm like, why the hell?
Yeah, man.
So there's a picture of Dixie and Thor with my stepmom, and then my cousin that was on here with me the other day, and his sister.
Let me see if I can get this up there, man. Oh,
yeah,
you sent it Facebook?
Yeah, on Messenger.
Okay.
And then here's a picture of Dixie with her puppy. Let me see if I can alternate it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I'll get them up there in a second.
Yeah, you're good. I'm gonna send you a few of them.
Yeah.
I sent you a picture. So I'm not the only kid that Thor liked like that, right? Like he was just a kid lover. That picture I sent you is my little cousin Caden, who's about 15 now, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that's a bulldog handling little son of a gun, bro.
Yeah.
Naturally, like, I don't have to worry about that kid. He can come up here and do anything, and I don't have to worry about him. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna be mean to the dogs. He knows a lot of things, like, subconsciously. Like, he just does things that he don't even know that he's doing.
Yeah.
And, like, me as an adult sitting back watching, I'm like, man, this kid right here, dude. He's always been like that anyways. That kid, he has been just an awesome little boy to be around, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He was always as country as they come. And then here's an older picture of Thor you can put up at him in his old age.
We'll see. Let me see. Well, I'm getting these up right now. I'm about to get them on there. Okay. Yeah, let me get all 3 of them up there.
And again, like when you see these pictures of this kid and Dixie, right?
So who's this right here?
So that is my stepmom in the chair in the red, and then my cousins Kathy and Ethan, and my stepmom's holding Thor in the background, and then Kathy and Ethan's petting Dixie, and you can't see it, but her puppies are behind her on this rug right here.
Okay.
So her litter of puppies are in the room with them right there. My dad was worming them or something. I don't know what he was
doing. Yeah.
I got a funny story I'll tell after I show these pictures too.
Okay. And then
about my dad. So that's Dixie with her. If you look on the right of her, that's her puppy in the background.
Let me see. I'm looking at where
it's white. It blends in with her right at her shoulder.
Oh, sure. Yeah, dang. There you go right there.
Yeah, it blends in with her.
I'm looking at yeah, okay.
So they're laying behind her. All her puppies are laying behind her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was phenomenal, bro. That was a bad bitch.
Yeah.
But like she was super aggressive to like adults. Like she likes females pretty good. But man, she'd eat a male up. But then, like, look at that picture of her loving on them kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's one reason I'm like, nah, these dogs I grew up around, they were next level, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I seen
so
that bitch.
Check this out.
That bitch with her face ripped off and still wanted me to love her.
So check this out, man. Do you think those dogs were tougher when you were growing up?
not necessarily tougher, right? More malicious.
Okay.
I'll use that word. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say they're tougher. They had more malicious tendencies. Like even Thor.
Yeah. So before I forget, man, because Dre wanted me to ask you this too. What is dead game?
So to me, that's when a dog passes away in the act of of either catching a hog or fighting or whatever
So
that would be.
would you consider a dog dead game if it dies in the first 45 seconds in whatever activity it's doing, hog hunting, anything, old school, whatever?
So in hog hunting,
and is latched on still, in the act
hog
as it
hunting.
dies.
So the definition of gameness is an unwillingness to quit despite facing death or injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next step up of that would be dead game, and that is experiencing death through an action. You know what I mean? Like that's just displaying gameness. So like 45 seconds on a hog, you could potentially say one had intentions. You know what I mean? But like for it to be dead game, gameness has to be displayed, right?
Yeah.
So that is in my opinion, the only way you really see gameness is through longevity.
Okay.
Just from seeing the dogs I grew up around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like they wouldn't quit, right? They wouldn't just stop. So when we come home and Panic and Dixie were fighting, we could hear it as soon as we got out of the truck. And Dixie actually had Panic down and had a hold of her by like the shoulder, and like she was breathing, but you could tell she was out of it. Like you could see it, and she was completely dead. Like we broke her completely off of her. Like she took her last breath when my stepmom watched her take her last breath, and then she died. But she was older, so it could have been even cardiac arrest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything like that. So as far as dead game, like that's a term that not many people actually sees a dead game dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In today's
That's
world,
what I
people
was.
will be calling dogs dead game, and they're still out here breathing and eating dog food.
That's what I was saying because
Yep.
I was giving a slight example of seeing an awesome dog or a great dog, man. For me, like I've seen a dog multiple times. It never stops, and it's always. And I've seen some dogs that were so unique that I don't think I'll ever see anything like it again. But every time I see like the best dog I think I've seen or whatever, man, it might be a year, might be 2 years later, I see something that outclasses that. So I don't, as far as putting a label on something and stuff, like I don't know, it's a little different for me.
Yep.
I just look at what's before me, and then I try to give it an honest assessment.
Yep. So
and might I add, my bad, not to cut you off, but might I add, man, I couldn't, with what I do, I couldn't tell you what dead game is because I'm not in that field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of my dad's dogs were known for being like a lot of them went down dead game. A lot of them did. And other than Cherokee, I know that there's men that would come on and talk about it that own these dogs.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question.
Real quick, hold up.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Union County asks, was that a Kobe dog in that pick? The last pick?
No. She's a termite Smith and Walton Bad Billy dog.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a fair share of the Kobe stuff back there in them. So
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she has some Red Boy in her, so the Kobe's back there. But nah, it's a Termite and Smith and Walton's Bad Billy dog.
Yeah.
But so in all your years of handling dogs, how many dogs do you think that you've seen that were game? Like that you've seen gameness displayed with your eyes?
Honestly, maybe I say about 4
Yeah.
that I could say, you know, yeah, you know, and I mean it's man, I like, and that's what I say, like, man, what I've seen, I put a limitation on it. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going, that's why I say about the cur, like, you know, I can, you know, cur is a loosely thrown around word, man, and I think it's some dogs that have been looked over and been in the wrong hands and been not assessed properly. So, you know, I'm real sensitive when it I leave that at, you know, I kind of leave it alone, man, because, you know, I just deal with the dog. Like I say, I deal with the dog that's before me, and I go about it accordingly, you know. Yeah.
So when you seen gameness, did it bring a tear to your eye?
Well, I mean, like it was like, I don't know, you know, and then that, like, you know, when you say, I don't know, man, like it's something, I don't know, it's just different, man. You know, like it's different than seeing something, you know, I don't know.
To me, it's like trying to describe a Top Fuel drag race car to somebody that's never even been. You know what I mean? It's impossible for me to describe those cars to you. You know,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's like you can't. I don't know, man. You can't say it unless you've literally had your hands on it and you know exactly what you're talking about. And like for me, like, man, as far as me having my hands on one and working in that direction now, you know what I'm saying? So, but I've seen it, you know, via my mentor. But, you know, yeah.
Yep. So that picture right there is my little cousin Caden, and that's Thor at about, I don't know, he was over 10 years old. Caden always had an obsession with playing with people's ears, right?
Yeah.
Like he'd play with but he'd sit there and play with Thor's little cropped ear for hours. And I mean, Thor didn't give a shit. He'd just eat it up. You could tell he was just in that picture. He's just laying there eating it up. Like, heck yeah, he's loving it.
Yeah.
Like, Thor was really a phenomenal all-around bulldog. And Dixie, I ain't gonna say she was an all-around bulldog as much. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't take her to the lake. You couldn't take her out in public.
Yeah.
She'd act stupid, bro. Like, she'd scream. Like, if she seen another dog for 2 football fields away, she started screaming. So, like, we tried a couple times to take her to the lake, and they kicked us out because of her screaming. So, like, she wasn't as much of an all-around bulldog. She was more, you know, had one intention, ready to go. But I blame a lot of that on her cross, the blood she has in her. You know what I mean? That was a hell of a cross that people were doing a lot back in the day. So when we bred Thor to her, that was just more termite on top of it, and it made like really good dogs. It made a bunch of all around dogs, like throughout the generations. Kane, she was awesome. See, that was Thor at a little bit older. He was probably about 14 there.
Okay.
Probably about 14. And he died when he was about 17.
Yeah.
He was about to be 18. Like, he lived longer than any dog I've really been around.
Yeah, and his face was black when he was younger, huh?
Yeah. With a little white streak up his nose, and then he ended up all white face.
Yeah.
It's the best dog ever, though. But, like, so he was super aggressive towards male dogs, right?
Yeah, that's what he looked like right there.
Yeah, at a young age.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got a picture of me with him hugging him the last day that he was alive when we went to put him to sleep.
Oh, man.
So I'll get that picture and we can put them next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Show the age of me and him.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I
That's
mean,
what's
like,
up.
so he was so aggressive to other dogs, right? He
Mm-hmm.
busted he busted two TVs. He busted the front out of our stove. He would break the mirrors like on the bathroom door and shit like that. He broke several of them. Uh,
Yeah,
he broke a window out of our house to get to panic when she was in heat. And
yeah,
I mean, he was nuts. Like if dog coming to heat, that's all he give a shit about. So like
yeah,
I blame some of these dogs still having such a high willingness to breed on the fact of the way Roscoe and Thor was. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like Mason carried that on. Like he was just like Roscoe. If it came and he'd about starve himself. Like he was just like that. Same as Thor.
yeah,
Like and Mason
yeah.
ain't nothing directly related to Thor, but they are because of what I've bred him to. You
Okay.
know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
Mason and Thor they're related to Mason's offspring that's bred down from Thor.
Got it. Man, we done came up on that hour mark, man. We got to go to men at work. You
Yes,
know?
sir.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
man.
we're way over the hour mark.
Oh, it's all good. It is all good. Don't even trip.
Yes,
It's
sir.
all good, man. But elevated, man. You got the magazine coming out. You got the spring poll coming out. You got a few other things, man. I got it written down too. I just can't think of it right now, man.
I
I
can't
can
think of what the other one is, but I will here in a little
Yeah,
bit. It was
yeah,
something I think it was something like a spring pole. It was a metal design, I'm pretty sure the same way.
yeah. It was something that you were building. Yep.
I just can't
Yeah.
remember what it is.
Yeah, man. But where can they find you at?
Facebook is the best place to get a hold of me if you want to just
Okay.
ask questions or talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use Instagram really. So if you message me through Instagram and I have one and like all my stuff post to it, I just don't get on it. I don't have it. But
Yeah,
all
it's
my
not
stuff post
active.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Uh
active on Instagram, but it's there.
it's I'm active on there.
I
It's not
gotta
a good
teach
way to
you.
contact
I
me.
gotta teach you how to join them together, man. Because you can post on Facebook and then show up on Instagram. You can
Yeah,
post
that's
on
mine are joined
Instagram.
together. That's what I mean.
Okay,
Mine's
and
still
your
active as
responses
far as
too.
that goes.
You can
Okay.
do. Yeah, yeah. You
Okay,
can
yeah,
tie
I
them
need to
together.
figure that out because if I
Yeah,
have people
man.
where they hit me up on Instagram, then it comes straight to my Facebook. I like to get right
Yeah,
back to them. You know
yeah.
what I
You
mean?
can do that. Yeah.
We have TikTok. I'm gonna start posting a bunch more stuff on TikTok. I haven't even posted it
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
funny too because I got it about 2 weeks before they banned TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. But
and
yeah, that's.
supposedly, on Facebook you can't put like elevated kennels as your name no more. From
Oh
what I've
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty sure
I
you.
guess it's been used up.
No,
Somebody probably got a copyright on it, patented or whatever you call it.
no.
Got a thing for
You have to use your real information. Is what it said. The little thing.
on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what it said. You have to use your because my cousin
Now,
was he was trying
is
to
that
make a
for a
group.
business? Is that the business account? Hey, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk
chop
about
it up.
that.
We'll chop it up, man. Because
Yeah,
we'll work it out, man. I'll help you
alrighty.
out, bro. But yeah, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all, if y'all missed that dog of the week, man, salute to MKM, man. Two times. Two
Yes, sir.
times in a row, man. You know, hard and finish, man. You got a couple people shooting for the spot, man. They coming for the crown, man. They say they looking for hard and finish, man. Don't go ducking and dodging now. You know what I'm saying? Cause we got that May Digital Dog Show coming up, and we got over $600 in cash prizes, man, to
Yes,
all
sir.
the winners, man, and it's free to enter. And Dre said yesterday's price ain't gonna be. Today's price ain't gonna be yesterday's price. So,
Yep.
you know, y'all stay tuned, man, because these might not always be free, man. You know, and you know, the pot keep getting bigger, man, and good dogs keep coming out, and man, it's just starting to come together and really be a beautiful thing, man. And salute to the chat, cause y'all the ones that's making it happen, to be honest, man. Cause y'all the
Yep.
ones submitting the dogs, y'all the one voting, y'all the one supporting. Man, shit, we wouldn't be nothing without y'all. Honestly, at the end of
As
the
we
day.
go along, it just starting to feel more like part of the dog scene too.
Yeah, man. It is, and that's the goal, man. Because it ain't about the drama, it ain't about the beef, man. You know, we got enough of that outside of the community, let alone within. It's just about showcasing these dogs, man.
Yeah,
and you might be able to get a couple of dollars with it too. So free to enter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say about that. Nah, it don't, man, because you gonna post these pictures on Facebook if your social media active. You're gonna post them on all the other social medias and stuff. You might get 100 likes, might get 1,000, might get this and this and that, but you ain't get paid for it, for that shot.
All these people I see at the shows, right? Mm-hmm. I seen one person pay $480 to enter the show, right?
Yeah.
Why ain't they dogs in the digital dog show?
Well, the thing is,
to win some money back.
Yeah, but they probably had a lot of confidence in what they were stepping out there with. But if they jumped in that digital dog show for free, they could have got the community's opinion on it before they left, and then at the end of that, they would have been able to maybe get some cash. They could have invested into that $400, so they ain't had to come out the pocket necessarily.
Yep. Yeah. And so I don't know if anybody's noticed it, right? But I enter a bunch of dogs and all kinds of stuff, and I don't always win, do I?
No, but that's the thing.
That it's not favoritism. You know what I mean? That's one reason I keep entering stuff in these shows. I'm trying to show everybody there ain't no favoritism just because I got a show on here or nothing.
Yeah,
that ain't got nothing to do with it. There ain't no favorite. This is one show ring that you'll get in that there ain't no favoritism.
Yeah, man. But with that being said, man, we passed the time. We got to get over there and clock in the men at work, man. So, man, salute. Hey, Elevated, man. You know what it is, man. We're going to be back in here on Monday. But tomorrow, at 9:30, man, check us out for them unlimited, them Shogun Unlimited Saturdays, man. We could go for an hour. We could go for 2. Hell, we could go all day. Ain't no telling, man. But y'all check us out for there, man. But coming up next, we got Men at Work. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Time to clock in.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain, locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, running straight through the rain. Red Ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sock it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second with the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Second from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.